Have you ever wondered why you can watch all these training videos and get all this knowledge, but still be stuck in your real estate investing journey?
Today, we're gonna help you identify what it is that's holding you back from getting started with real estate investing and give you tools so you can get freed up, remove those blocks, and get rockin' in real estate investing.
And if you haven't subscribed already, click the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you get alerted every week when we drop a new video.
So everyone thinks when they're getting started that real estate investing is all about the technical know-how, the A, B, C, D of how to do a real estate deal. And of course that is true, but there's actually a bigger component that has an even bigger impact on your success. And it has everything to do with what's going on in the back of your head. And that's your mindset.
Quite frankly, I say that there's two things that you need in this business: mindset and money. Duh, right? But we have courses on mindset and money. So today we want to dive into what that looks like for you. So the first question is, mindset is super critical, but why? What does that even mean? And what can you do to keep your mindset in check throughout the journey? Right? There's 5 major reasons why people quit.
All right, so number 1 is wrong motivation. What does that mean? When we're talking about wrong motivation, what we mean is, what is your why? Like, what is the reason you're doing all of this? What's the reason you're even watching this video? What did you come looking for on YouTube to learn, and why did you do it? So most people have some big compelling reason. They're starting to take steps to learn what it takes to change their life. So it could be anything from, you know what, I don't want to be stuck in a 9-to-5 job for the rest of my life. I want to be able to have the freedom to do what I want, when I want. Whatever it is, you really have to figure out at the deepest level, what is the big driver? Because the reality is this business is not easy. It's totally doable, but it starts with having a very big compelling reason why you're gonna engage in this journey.
Yeah, it's critical, because if you don't know why, when you hit your first hurdle, you have nothing to fall back on to remotivate you. So that's step number 1. The second reason why most people quit is a lack of enjoyment. Okay, so most people that want more in life usually have an A-type personality. They're gonna drive, they're always wanting results, they want the things, right? So the lack of enjoyment comes from really setting a goal and then working your tail off to hit it, but not really stopping along the way and celebrating those small wins that lead to the bigger milestones. And quite frankly, once you're hitting that goal, you're kind of like, then I'll finally celebrate. Well, that's when you've already been burnt out.
True.
You've already been through the ringer on a whole bunch of stuff, and now you're like, okay, I did that, that's done. And then when you're 90% to that big goal, celebrate then and set the next new goal. And that keeps the process going. It keeps you in what I call big mo, the big momentum.
Oh, I like that, big mo.
Big mo.
Number 3 is lack of support. This is something that people don't think about when they're coming into any kind of entrepreneurial venture, whether it be real estate investing or any business. You've made the decision that you want something more in life, right? And if you want something more, you are going to become something more. It's just a natural part of the journey. But 99% of the population is just going to be very comfortable staying exactly where they are, doing the same thing and getting the same results. And you're here because you've decided that you want something different. Well, lack of support comes in when you really start engaging in a journey, you start growing, you start doing different things. It makes it more difficult for all the people that you've been associated with in the past to still be able to relate to you, because basically you're growing into a different person that they don't really relate to as much. And this can be really something that's difficult to deal with when you're new. And it's something I always wish somebody would have told me that. But the reality is you're gonna start looking for new circles to hang out in. People who are doing what you're doing, but better than you are. They're further along than you are. Because what you're gonna find is being in that element, they're naturally gonna pull you up.
So the next one is wrong expectations. So we see this time and time again. We have someone enroll into the course, they enter into the mastermind, they get on the online learning platform, and they see the 200 videos, right? And they're like, well, but wait a minute. I wanted to get in here and get shit done and get a result. So when you come in and you're getting into multifamily investing and your expectation is that this is gonna happen overnight, that's gonna put you off on the wrong foot, because it's not gonna happen overnight. It's a journey, and literally the destination is the journey, okay? So it's gonna be something that you're just constantly doing. You don't really arrive. But the importance is, if you have the expectation that I'm gonna develop a process, it's a proven process, and I'm gonna implement this process, and I'm gonna follow this process. If you follow the process, the results will come. And if you follow the process without taking shortcuts, you mitigate all the risks. So if you come in and you have the expectation of process-oriented approach versus results or event-based approach, you're gonna get a lot further. So a lot of folks will come in and want that instant gratification. It just doesn't happen. And you've got to take a metered strategic approach. And that's something that we can help you with.
Most people, when they're starting off with real estate investing, it's something they're doing in addition to whatever else they're doing, because it does take time to actually build a business. This is not something we're just doing for fun. It's something you're building to take care of you for the rest of your life. Well, it takes time to do that. So a lack of time is something everybody struggles with. And what it comes down to is everyone's got the same 24 hours in a day. And you probably have work, possibly family, other obligations, probably some TV time, some gym time. Like, I don't know, everyone has different things that they do in their life. One of the things that just being realistic, that you have to do if you are choosing to embark on a venture like this, is you have to look very closely at what you're spending your time on and make a decision about what things absolutely you have to keep doing. And that's something you have to take a hard look at, because you are going to make some sacrifices to create the space and time so that you don't have to worry about it later and you can do whatever you want, whenever you want.
And perceive is a big word.
Yeah.
It's the key word. It's perceived, because you have more time than you think. You're probably off more time than you think. When you come and you look at the whole picture, it's like you have to develop a routine, and you have this current routine that you think is serving you. Your day just might seem pretty repetitive, and then, oh man, I can't wait for the weekend, and then on the weekend you're doing X, Y, or Z. You got this whole routine right now. And then all of a sudden you join Warriors of Wealth Mastermind, and you get these 200 videos you're watching, and you're coming to these calls and getting coached by us, and you've got another coach, and now you've got to figure out how to juggle that in, right? Well, what we have found is when people do that, when they're trying to go after multifamily investing and integrate that into their current life, they struggle. And the reason why they struggle is because they don't want to give up the shows. They don't want to give up the other things. And you've got to just reframe it. It's not giving up. It's letting go.
Oh.
You let it go so that you can let in something that's going to serve you better. So I'm a big advocate of routines. And I encourage you highly, figure out what your routines are. And when I say routines, I'm talking like at a macro all the way down to a micro level. So you've got to have annual goals and a process for making those annual goals, and then breaking it down into quarterly goals.
So let's say someone said, I want to get 12 units
Okay.
in the next year. Like, what would be an example? So we know that would be the annual goal. What would be an example of breaking that into like quarterly and monthly? Like, how do you start thinking through taking an end goal and chunking that down?
So if I know that it's, what is it? It's November of 2021 right now, today. And I know that by November of 2022, I want to have 12 units. And I know that I'm going to do it by buying either duplexes, triplexes, or quads. There's 5 buckets, really, if you will, that you have to balance in this business. You've got to do the deal flow, right? You've got to get deals coming into you. And then you've got to be making offers and doing due diligence and then closing. And then you've got to figure out how to rehab it, rent it, refinance it, and then you've got to manage it. The first quarter, all I really want to figure out to do is how can I pick my market, put my team in place, start analyzing the deals that are coming into me, and start making offers. That's all I'm going to focus on for the first 30 days. Then days 31 through 60, I'm going to focus on, okay, I got these deals that came in, I made the offers, and now I'm under contract, so let me do some due diligence and try to do due diligence and closing from days 31 to 60, okay? Then from days 61 through 90, I'm going to be focused on, like, let me rehab that bad boy and let me figure out how to rent it and get me everything I need to get a renter in there and start getting my cash flow. If I do and rinse and repeat that entire system every quarter, it doesn't matter if I get 4 units in quarter 1 or 2 units in quarter 1, I'm starting to add up and build my portfolio. Now in quarter 2, when I'm looking at that, I'm like, okay, well, I already got my first, let's just say it was a triplex.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
So I got my first triplex in my first quarter, and now it's quarter 2, and I've got to still manage the other buckets of getting deals to me and analyzing and making offers and closing on them while I'm managing my asset. So I would start looking at more deals, and if I needed to in that market, open up to more realtors, brokers, whatever, send me more deals and make more offers. I would try to go for like 10 offers a week if I could, and then try to close on 2 more properties in that second quarter. So now I've got 3 properties. Let's just say the next 2 were duplexes, right? So now I've got 7 units, and I only got to get 5 more units, and I got 6 months left to do it. I rinse and repeat the same strategy. I just use it for 6 months.
Yeah.
It's
awesome.
I know it sounds really simplistic, and a high level it is, right? When you think about how to balance your time and really approach this. But when you're doing it like that and you're managing all 5 of those buckets, it's really like 2 hours a day. Do you have 2 hours a day? Can you find 2 hours a day to make that happen? Yes. Of course you can. Okay, so if you're liking this video so far, click the like button and give us some love.
So what has been your biggest struggle in getting started with your multifamily real estate investing journey? Comment below, let us know. What has your biggest struggle been?
One of the biggest things, there's a big tool out there that a lot of people don't know about, right? You have an intelligence quotient, your IQ. You have an emotional quotient, which is your EQ. But you also have an adversity quotient. It is your AQ. And your adversity quotient is literally measuring how you navigate challenges and how you move through it and still maintain a level of successfulness, right? So
Wait, are you saying that there's challenges in this business?
yes.
No.
There's only so many challenges that you notice. So when I'm talking about the adversity quotient, it's measuring these components, right? It's measuring your core score, if you will. So core is C-O-R-E. The C is for control, the O is for ownership, R is for reach, and E is for endurance. For control, it's about how do you perceive your control of any given challenge. And for ownership, it's how do you identify the origin of the adversity and your ownership in the outcomes from the adversity. Reach is something that indicates, like, are you the kind of person who, if you have a bad meeting at work, all of a sudden the rest of your day has just gone to absolute crap? You know, you let this one little thing reach every aspect of life. That could be doomsday. And then E is endurance. So what is your perceived level of how long is this shit gonna go on? How long do I have to endure this, right? And it's either you view it as a temporary event that's kind of like in its place, or you view it as very permanent and life is coming to an end. Or maybe you're somewhere in the middle, I don't know. So adversity quotient's a big thing for you to strengthen and get in this business and understand how you can get through things. So anytime you're in the middle of a hurdle, I always tell our students, like, there's a way that you can do this. You can move through this by lead. And lead is you listen to your adversity response. Am I responding through emotion, or am I using data? Like, how am I really doing here? And then explore all of the options available to you, right? And then you're gonna analyze, well, what do I need to do? And then you're gonna do something.
So here's the thing. We have multiple tools to help you. One of the things that Jen did this year is she put together the most amazing mindset course for real estate investors, because everybody deals with mindset issues. Now, we can give you free access to the course, but what we want to do is we want to invite you to attend one or all, if you like, to the Warrior Mindset and Battle Planning call. So we'd love to see you on those mindset calls. In the mindset call, we will tell you how to get access to the course that Jen created, and you're going to get access for free. I'm really excited for you guys. The level of quality that she brings to this, that opens up everything for you, is so incredible. Anyway, the link to come to the mindset calls, which at the time of this recording are generally held the first and third Mondays of every month. Make sure you go onto the calendar to double check and make sure it's holding true. But we're putting a link down in the description to register for the webinar, and then you'll get a reminder from Zoom when it's coming. But if you mark your calendar for the first and third Mondays of the month, you'll get on Zoom, you'll meet with Jen. I'll usually be there, like, trying to, like, let people in and stuff, and let us help you. It's just our gift to you to help you get unstuck so that you can get everything that you came here to get.
If you do want to get into multifamily real estate investing, but you're not sure what's the first step, the second, or the third, you can click the link in the description below, and a member of our team will hop on the phone with you and talk about your goals, your resources, and how we can hold your hand and get you to where you want to be.
The other thing we want to tell you is that we have a free Facebook group. It's called Multifamily Real Estate Investing. So if you want to be around people that are like you, on the journey, looking to learn, come join us in that Facebook group. We do tons of free education and content there. And every week, Jen and I make ourselves available for a question and answer session. It's live, it's in Zoom, we're face to face. You gotta come to the Facebook group, register, go to events, and then we'll see you there. But any questions you have about real estate, we're there to answer them for you.
And if you want to learn more from us, watch this video on our biggest mistakes, and it really breaks down mindset and what you can learn from it and why it's important in the business. So watch that video right there, and we'll see you next week.